Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is my first video where I'm talking through some drawing. Just doing some portrait work. It's a study, it's not a job, it's not work. I got a piece of reference. I'll try to get it up on the video next to this drawing of a woman that I'm doing the study of. I'm not trying to be instructional necessarily. This is just sort of like you guys watching me draw this. I'm not doing any blockouts. I'm kind of bad with that. It would be helpful if I did, because then I get my sizing, all my proportions right. But notoriously, I go all in right away, regardless of where I'm at. So it's going to be some erasing. You know, I don't use any of those blockout methods like that Loomis method people seem to be very popular with. I just eyeball everything. I draw because I like drawing. I don't draw to necessarily be perfect with anything. I try to improve, and I'm not judging anyone. So yeah, I already lost track of what I was saying. So, yes, this is a young woman. I prefer doing these sort of like kind of 3/4 profiles. They're more interesting to me than straight profiles. There's a more depth to the face. You could see, you know, beyond certain ridges here. And I'm just using this graphite pencil. General's Woodless. I've never even looked at that. It's a 4B. It's a soft lead, so it gets very, very dark with the more pressure. So I'm pretty much going as light as I can here for the initial sketch. So I'm already seeing some issues here with the proportions, because her jaw goes back real nice, and then the way that her hair swoops down meets it, almost like halfway past where the ear is. But since she has all these layered hair strands, we really barely see the ear. And also she's got it swooping over her eye, which is a nice little feature. A nice detail, rather. So it's almost peeking out from behind the hair. So she's got some cool lashes, and it's almost like the curvature of her eye, of her eyeball, is like accentuated by the way this stuff is. She has a cool little bump in her nose, which I like a lot. I think that I should probably just black out the rest of this. I'm not a great blackout guy. So yeah, just sort of like grabbing some of these simpler. I guess I'm trying to break down the hair into some basic shapes, and then I can go back. Like this section here, they taper together. And then there's a swooping thing under that here. And then we have the back. All the hair is very sort of messed messed with, I guess, for style. So there's going to be a lot of strands, but like there's this here that goes just past her nose and swoops down like that behind her face, and these are all sort of teased out. So it's sort of like the stylish intended mess. So when I look at the bottom lid, it is almost horizontal. There's some slight curves there. So the height of her upper eyelid it just sort of peaks right above her pupil. There's a reflection there. Those eye reflections are always just like whatever the room is that she's being shot in. It's like a mirror of that. So this is going to start getting a bit heavier. I think maybe I'll erase it down a little bit. Go a little bit lighter. So there's some interesting like little slopes here. I was watching an artist the other night, and they were working on a painting, and they were talking about how I think they're working on a study for John Singer Sargent, really one of my favorite artists actually. I'm sure everyone's favorite. And just talking about how the hairline in paintings is always soft, and even in here this should be smudged out. Like it should definitely be treated much more softly instead of all these defined edges. I guess it's always kind of tricky to not make your subject look cross-eyed when you're trying to get the eye right, because it's almost a profile view. Because it's something of a profile view, we're going to see that the eyes here, they're more elliptical, not circles, as if we're seeing them from the sides. And she has a very relaxed look, almost well, natural, but a sleepy-ish look. So her lashes and her upper lid are kind of grazing the pupil. Once you start covering the pupil a bit, you get more sort of drowsy. You can make your subject seem either more relaxed or just sleepy. Her eyebrow in the photograph is just more visible beyond the strands. I'm not going to really torture myself over that too much. I like her nose a lot. She's got some freckles too. I'll work on that in a second. But so it's kind of like it's this. I don't know why I like bumps in noses so much, but this is starting lower than I thought. There's a really graceful swoop here. This area here is very, very sort of like a graceful swoop on this particular woman. And even though her nose is round in sections, there are these facets. And even here, I'm hoping that the camera can pick up. I'll try to zoom in. But even here, and I'll try to learn some more the names for, I don't know why I keep thinking this might be called the philtrum, but anyway, this section here is very faceted. It's like kind of finely cut. And the reference that I'm looking at, her upper lip seems very, very, it doesn't have a lot of sort of, it's very round. It doesn't have a lot of wrinkles like some lips might, little folds. But maybe it's just because she's probably very young. Anyway, yeah, she has a nice jawline here. And you could see sort of like it's much more soft than I'm letting on here, but then there's the, why am I talking about anatomical details when I'm not even that educated in it? So she has very dark hair, which is great, because then the stuff that's sort of, all the little highlights in it, sort of like give it a good shape. I may have gone too far with her neck here. It's likely more closely, I guess, related to the corner of her mouth here in distance. So I'm going to erase that. Typically, when you're drawing women, I guess it just seems more feminine classically when a woman's got a thinner neck. No judgment to anyone that doesn't have a thin neck. Guys normally have a thicker neck just because they have more muscle, I guess. What do I know? Let's get back to, so yeah, I'm not speeding up any of this stuff. I figure some people that like to draw or maybe relax watching this kind of thing would appreciate it. I'm one of those guys that doesn't really like the sound of his own voice, but I'm giving you guys a YouTube video. Maybe it's better than no voice, I don't know. So anyway, I plan on doing more videos, and maybe I should plan these better so I have more engaging conversation. I did want to show you a couple of things. I drew this last night, and it was basically a study of the troll from season 2 of Rings of Power, and I think his name is Damrod. He's like 15 feet tall. Looks like the Hulk, basically. But I like the design. You know, there are some features here where his nose starts higher than, you know, where his brow is, which is cool. And his eyes are very far apart. Plus, there are some sunken details. Very, I guess, all of these ridges, all of these wrinkles. This study's not that great because he's got more of a scowl. It's almost like an upside down C or something. It's like really pronounced, and I think his chin would be bigger. But anyway, this was an exercise from last night, and I had drawn this tiefling. I even did a video, but I never posted it because I'm just sort of like, as insecure as anybody else could be. I feel like I could have added another set of smaller horns up front. Stylistically, it might have been cool, but I didn't really think through on texturing it so that it looked more like a horn. I just got caught up in all these other details. You see, it's kind of messy. I don't mind it being like this, but you know, it's a tiefling character. I think that there was one in the Dungeons and Dragons movie, and I never really finished it up. I didn't do like a cloak. She was going to be magic based, so this was like so it's intended to be colored. So I was going to be sort of like this little, she's in the dark and then she just illuminates herself with a little flame. So yeah, I have a bunch of other drawings I want to kind of get done and share with you guys. So if you like this video, maybe just let me know what you'd like to see next, because that would help me to give you guys the content that you want to see. I'm new to this, to doing this stuff, so I definitely could use your opinions and all the help I could get. I'm hoping that this audio comes out okay. This pencil is soft, and I didn't really think about possibly inking, but maybe I will. Maybe I can ink this. I'd like to go in. I usually use this pencil, this Pentel Graph Gear 1000. This is a pretty big lead. It's a 0.7, and it lets me press down harder, but it keeps, because it's so thin, it kind of keeps the point naturally. So I can work on hair with this, and I could do little build-ups. You know, it kind of stays sharp, so it's, you know, I like it for, I usually draw with this. I wanted to give this a shot today. But for my finishing details, I kind of like this pen a lot, because I can kind of press down pretty hard on it and get some good weight. So yeah, she's got sort of like she has some freckles, some little beauty marks, which I love imperfections, and I guess it's not necessarily an imperfection, but I like seeing, you know, unique, I like seeing wrinkles, I like seeing scars or unique bone structure, exaggerated proportions on anything, you know. So that's some of the stuff I'll draw in the future. Will be studies of like some of those guys that played character actors who have, you know, really big eyes or really big nose. Yeah, so I didn't correct some of the things I got wrong studying this, but I'm not that concerned. I like it's not a real goal of mine to just do a carbon copy of, even though she's got great qualities, and I kind of stretch some of them out a bit. Like she has a softer chin in her photo, which I really like. I'm used to drawing like comic book kind of stuff, so it's like I'll make angles where there are no angles, or where there shouldn't be angles. And if this was a watercolor, these lines would be this blushy area that she has. The transition's really soft. I don't even use those smudge sticks like other artists. I just, you know, I work as a storyboard artist, and I usually just composite stuff digitally for my clients. And so this is just really nice break for me to be able to draw, not have somebody over my shoulder basically making silly revisions to, meanwhile I'm making silly revisions, right? So yeah, I've been a storyboard artist since the late 80s. An old guy. And the business has changed. And another reason why I'm doing it like this, or rather showing you these drawings is because all the AI talks got me sick to death already with people generating images and claiming that they created something. And I'm like, wow, okay. That's what it's come to. Anyway, this might deserve a little bit of ink work, and I may leave that for the next video. So I'm hoping you guys like this kind of stuff. You know, I didn't speed anything up. This is real time, and I certainly can. If someone says, hey, can you just cut these short, I can load shorter versions, and I can, you know, I'm trying to start a schedule where I create the videos and post them consistently. So I don't know if I'll come back to, I'd like to come back to this, maybe ink it. But even for me, this was a decent exercise. And there's a ton of stuff that I still haven't done on her. It'd be great to, if I scanned it, or you know, took a picture and colored it digitally and maybe like Photoshop. It would probably be cool. Okay guys, I think that'll be it. Some of this didn't, some of it I'm happy with, some of it wasn't successful for me. Okay guys, have a good day. I will try to post the next video soon. Yeah, leave some comments if I see some cool stuff. Maybe if you guys, you know, Inktober's coming and I'd like to participate in Inktober. So if you guys have prompts that you would like to see drawn, or comment away. And thank you very much for entertaining me with watching this and drawing this. Okay, bye.